Welcome to Honeywell First Responder Products. What you're about to see is a demonstration of how to measure someone for tails gear. To complete this process, you will need a measuring tape and the tails sizing sheet. Each measurement you will make must be entered in the appropriate cell in the tails sizing sheet. Before measuring, make sure the firefighter is wearing the pants, shirt, and belt he will be wearing under the gear. First, you will measure for the coat, beginning with the chest size. Have the firefighter stand with their arms resting comfortably by their sides. At the widest part of the chest or bust, take both an under the arm and over the arm measurement. Over the arm measurements are particularly important on individuals with large muscular development. Make sure to provide both measurements in whole inches. You will now measure the shoulder length. In particular, narrow or wide shoulders should be measured from the base of the neck to the tip of the shoulder bone. This measurement is most commonly taken on individuals with very narrow shoulders and most often for female firefighters. Make sure to provide the shoulder length to the ½ inch. Now you will measure the back length. Measure from the base of the neck to the point at which the bunker pants hit the lower back. This is normally a point directly opposite the navel when viewed from the side. Provide the back length in whole inches. From here, you will move on to measuring the sleeve length. Have the firefighter lift their arm straight up to the side so that the upper arm is parallel to the ground. Measure from the center of the spine, following a horizontal line along the upper arm, around the elbow, and along the forearm to the point on the wrist the firefighter wishes the sleeves to reach. This is normally about 1 inch past the wrist crease. Measure the sleeve length using the right arm for right-handed people and left arm for left-handed people. Provide the sleeve length to the ½ inch. Firefighters who are bodybuilders, very muscled, or who are greatly overweight must have their necks, biceps, and forearms measured by tape. Overweight firefighters must have their stomachs measured too. You can now move down to taking measurements for pants. You will begin by measuring the waist and hips. The physiological waist is at the navel, which is not necessarily where you might wear your jeans or station pants. Morning Pride bunker pants are designed to be worn at the physiological waist and with the crotch in close proximity to the body. In order to achieve this, the pants should be able to be held up by the cinching of take-up straps, which we recommend be specified at each hip. This places the weight of the pants on the crest of the hip bones. Measure the waist somewhat snugly at the bottom of the navel while in your standard pants and belt. The hips should then be measured at the widest point. Provide waist and hip measurements in whole inches. For individuals with very large lower abdomens in relation to their hips and buttocks, or other body proportions well outside normal dimensioning, call our customer service department and ask to speak to the Vice President of Production to get specific instructions for that instance. Our computer-generated cutting patterns can provide all dimensional changes as needed. Now you are ready to measure the crotch rise. With station pants on, measure from the navel down, under the crotch, then up to the same height on the lower back. This point will be directly opposite the navel when viewed from the side. Provide the crotch rise measurement in whole inches. Next, you will measure the inseam. Have the individual being measured hold the tape end at the top of the crotch. Extend the tape to the floor and read the number that is 1 inch below the protrusion of the bone at the ankle. A slightly longer or shorter length per individual preference is allowed. But if it is too long, the pants will drag on the ground and knee pads might be out of position. If it's too short, the pants may ride up on the boot, also causing the knee pads to be out of position. Provide full inseam measurement in 1 inch increments. For firefighters of atypical sizes, be sure to measure around the hips, thighs, and calves. The final measurement to take is for suspenders. Measuring for suspenders should be done when wearing bunker pants. Measure from between the left front suspender buttons, then up and over the left shoulder, and down and diagonally across the back to between the right rear suspender buttons. For measurements less than 40 inches, order shorts. From 41 inches to 45 inches, order regulars. From 46 inches to 50 inches, order longs. And for over 50 inches, provide the measurement in 1-inch increments. You are now done taking the necessary measurements for Tails gear.